Wanted to make a video today showcasing just the original Doom running in the original engine. I have been playing Doom for probably about 25 years. So I've got a little bit of experience there, but definitely new to streaming. So yeah, we'll just give this a go. So I'm playing with the original executable with Ultimate Doom, and yeah, I am using mouse controls, the original mouse controls, so this is the way that people would have seen the game and played it back in 1993, because as a popular video recently highlighted from a Doom World member, Doom was actually originally intended to be played with the mouse. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We're going to play through on Ultraviolence. Alright, so I'm going to try to offer at least a little bit of commentary as we go, keep things at least a little broken up. Yeah, so this is first level of Doom, E1M1, the hangar. Pretty well-known map. It's been remade in a bunch of other engines and a bunch of other games. It's kind of seen as like a mapper's kind of first foray, or a mapper's hello world, if you will, to be able to recreate this map. So yep, pretty famous. Apparently it was actually one of the final maps to be created during the Doom development, because John Romero wanted the first map that a player encounters in the game not to be crap, basically, from when they were still learning what they were doing. So, and I think it works pretty well. And of course we've got the first appearance of the now classic At Doom's Gate track by Bobby Prince. So I'm not going to be going for 100% kills or secrets or anything like that, because, you know, honestly, the path that I take through the original Doom games has stayed kind of static ever since I was a kid. So a lot of these secrets and ways that I'm going through are just the ones that I happened to discover back when I was a kid. No kitty. Alright. Nuclear plants. I remember as a kid playing this map, you know, my dad would always just put on God mode and kind of let me wander around and do my thing. So I would never be able to pick up this armor, because I would have still picked up the, had the armor points from picking up the armor in the first map. So I always wondered, what is that armor there and how do you get it? And of course, you know, if you have the ability, if you have less than 100 points, you can just walk right up to it and pick it up. So, oh my gosh, cat, get out of here. If you guys have ever seen the Doom 95 video that Bill Gates made, this is the little area where he appears in the game during that video. I guess I'm assuming at least a passing familiarity with classic Doom if you're watching this. If you're not, that's fine. That item I just picked up there, the little blue face looking thing, that's a supercharge, which adds 100 to your current health total and will take you up to a max of 200. Alright, going into the red door here. Come into one of our first significant secrets of the game. Flip the switch here and it's going to open up the maze area. And there are a couple of things to find in here. Yeah, so I was reading a thread on the Doom World forums earlier about you know, whether or not the game was meant to be played with mouse and keys or just the keyboard. And, you know, back when I was a kid, I didn't use the mouse. I didn't even know it was an option, you know, until my teenage years. So I, as a kid, always played through it with just the keyboard, and, you know, always, of course, on I'm Too Young to Die. So it's kind of surprising to me that, I don't know, people were able to play with just the keyboard for as long as they did. I can't imagine trying to play through on Ultraviolence using just the keyboard, because it's incredibly difficult to strafe. It's almost impossible to circle strafe. It just doesn't make sense to me that people were able to do that, but I guess you kind of worked with what you had back in the day. Alright, so here we've got the chainsaw, which I probably won't use ever. Alright, and that's everything in this little secret area, so we'll go ahead and continue on. And there are some shells I think we can pick up down here, yep. Alright, we'll take this little secret here just so we don't get ambushed as hard in this room down here. Just a little easier to deal with everything from up top. Yeah, and if you're really not familiar with the classic Doom games, while these games may look 3D, it's honestly just a 3D representation of a 2D map, as you can see here in the auto map. So there's actually no vertical aiming in this game at all. So the game engine kind of compensates for what appears to be height automatically. So we wouldn't see true 3D in a first-person shooter until Quake. Alright, so we've got Toxin Refinery. This is probably one of my favorite levels in the first episode of Doom. We've got the entrance to the secret level here, which of course we're going to be taking. We've got a poison trap there, which reminds me, I should probably actually save my game, just in case something catastrophic happens. There's just so much to explore and find in this level. There's actually a secret in this level that I did not even know existed until I was playing through the classic map version of this map in Doom 2016, where I just happened to stumble upon it. So I have kind of modified my route to take that into account. A lot of dudes here in Ultraviolence, so we're going to be making liberal use of the chain gun, since the enemy variety in the Doom shareware version is already pretty limited, especially compared to, the full Doom range of monsters itself. We didn't really start to see more variety until Doom 2, with the addition of Hell Knights and Pain Elementals and all that kind of stuff, so. Get this blue key here. Take care of the ambush from these imps. The one thing that's pretty annoying about playing in the original Doom engine is, as far as I know, there's no auto-run toggle at all. So I kind of just have to hold my pinky down on the shift key constantly. Which, pretty irritating. But I'm sure I could figure out a way to get around that, but that would require effort. Yeah, so that secret I was talking about in this level, it actually requires this yellow key right here. And I guess I just never questioned the fact that there's a yellow key with apparently no yellow door in this level. So we will actually use that later. We'll open the secret room door here. Pick up the supercharge down here. So the story of Doom, for those who aren't familiar, pretty bare bones. You're a Marine and you're stationed on Phobos, one of the moons of Mars, when suddenly a demonic invasion happens and everybody else except you dies. So it's up to you to figure out what happened and to just blast your way through dudes to the end of the game. So you can see on the intermission screen in between maps that this first episode, Knee Deep in the Dead, actually takes place on Phobos, not on Mars itself like the later Doom games. So we're gonna move through Phobos in this first episode. Then eventually, in Episode 2, The Shores of Hell, you travel to Deimos, which has disappeared from the sky above Mars, and is revealed to be actually floating above Hell itself. And then the final episode, Inferno, takes place in Hell. Now here in Ultimate Doom, which was released a little bit after Doom 2, I believe, a 4th episode was added called Thy Flesh Consumed, which contains maps from some id employees, but then also from some members of the community at the time. And it doesn't really have a theme, although it does kind of continue the story a little bit, I guess. Leads right into Doom 2, basically. Alright, kill these guys here, and then we'll grab this secret that I only just found last week. So many hit scanners. So yeah, if you go through and play the game on Nightmare, not only are monsters faster, but they actually don't have a kind of little grace period before they give you their first attack. So you'll just be destroyed by hit scanners on Nightmare, and that's kind of why I've never really enjoyed the game. Maybe I just suck, but it kind of feels like there's not much that you can do in those situations. You just open the door and take damage, and you know, of course, that's going to add up over time. All right, so we got our last secret. We've got lots of ammo, lots of health, lots of armor. Whoops, we were going to go to the secret level. That's right. So we're going to go back and head to the military base instead. Now, when they ported this game to Xbox Live, they actually added a 10th level to the first episode here, which I have never actually played. So maybe one of these days I'll give that a go. Alright, military base. Now, even though there isn't much of a story to Doom, you know, just the little intermission screens at the end of the episodes, I've always thought that the presence of this level as a secret level kind of speaks a little bit to the story. You know, that the military, they knew what they were doing with their experiments with teleportation. As you can see here, you know, the secret military base already has demons in a cage there, so I've always just kind of appreciated that little suggestion of a story. And this level is notable for what's probably the first big trap of the Doom series, which is this little rocket launcher down here. If you listen, you can actually hear all the Pinky Demons right outside the map that are about to rush you. So we'll just have some fun. Kill all of them here. The one thing that is kind of a bummer about this secret level is it doesn't really give you anything early or give you any sort of advantage like that. It's literally just a level that you wouldn't play if you didn't find it. Which is one of the reasons why in games like this, when I go back and play these old boomer shooters, I always look for exactly how to get to the secret level. It's kind of irritating, you know, that you're basically missing content that you paid for. Here. Head back up. There's also a secret here in this level that I hadn't found until very, very recently that I never knew as a kid. One of these corners here takes you down to this secret chain gun, which is actually very useful for this level, especially on Ultraviolence, because the final room is just swarming with Pinkies. Alright, shoot this. Missed the yellow door over here. Yeah, here we go. Red key, another ambush. Yeah, so we're not quite to the level of monster closets that you see in Doom 3, which just get pretty ridiculous, but we do at least have some ambushes in Doom 1. Did I? Oh, I did get the key. Okay. Yeah, so actually fairly challenging level just due to the amount of the hit scanners and the sheer number of monsters. It's definitely a good level, and skipping it is a shame. I think it is. I think it's hard enough to find that you'd have to play the game for a long, long, long time to stumble upon how to open the secret entrance back in Mission 3. I'm not sure. So I originally learned about it from my dad playing this game as a kid, and I have no idea how he found it. Alright, so I do think that's it. We're just gonna take the blue key here, enter the final room, kill all these dudes. Aggro the specters here. Ooh. Not sure where he came from. Get this last little secret over here. Yeah, we actually took a fair bit of damage. So, you know, I guess we probably don't even really need much from here. So, we'll just keep moving. The mandatory damaging floor section, which is another questionable piece of level design, in my opinion. Anything that kind of leaves you stuck, I'm not really a big fan of. You know, because it's entirely possible you get to this point in the level and you just don't have the health to make it through this area. I just think that's a total bummer. Alright, a couple more specters here, and then that'll be that. So you can actually use the original Doom setup application to generate a config file, which will allow you to redefine the controls to a more modern-day WASD type of setup. What's really strange is the Steam version of Ultimate Doom doesn't actually give you the setup application. I'm not sure why that decision was made. I guess it kind of doesn't matter now that they've updated the release of Ultimate Doom on Steam to include the new Unity port, but it's really bizarre. But at least we have a working version of Doom on Steam now, because for a while the version of DOSBox that was included in the Steam version of Ultimate Doom just did not work on Windows 10. I'm not sure if that was just a thing with my PC or not, but yeah, it was pretty silly. So anyway, if you want to redefine the controls to WASD to play the DOS version of Original Doom, which I fully admit there probably aren't many weirdos like me out there that would want to do that, I actually had to download the shareware version of Doom from the Games Archive, generate a default.config file, and then copy the elements for key bindings from the config file from shareware Doom into my Ultimate Doom directory. So definitely a pretty convoluted method, but you know, then again, there aren't too many people who are going to want to do something like that. Ooh. Got this little underground section here, which I've always thought is pretty neat also. So I've seen in some of the speedruns of the original Doom that there's a skip that people have found which allows you to bypass this whole area and get right to the yellow key area. I think it involves having to use some of the strafe running techniques. So I've not mastered that. So you're just gonna play through the game the normal way here. I'm not really much of like a pro player. I don't use too many of those strategies. So this playthrough should just be pretty normal and pretty representative of what you'd see for any normal person playing through the game. Ooh. Man, I am taking a lot of damage though. I don't want to blame it on playing this instead playing on the original engine rather than the source port, but I do usually play on GZ Doom. God, that was awful. Alright, you know what? We are just gonna leave. Actually, I probably should have gone back and picked up a supercharge in that level, now that I think about it. But that's okay. On to map 5, Phobos Lab. AKA the level that is the first demo when you boot up the game. Yeah, it's interesting too because as was pointed out on the Doom World forum about mouse playing, I never really noticed this, but when you watch the demos included with the original Doom, you can tell by the way the players are turning that they are actually using a mouse, because you don't see the uniform turning speed that you see with the keyboard. So that's pretty interesting, and a little piece of evidence that this game was indeed meant to be played with a mouse from the get-go. And I'll reiterate again, I'm not entirely sure how you could play this game on ultraviolence with just a keyboard. As you can see, I'm already doing pretty poorly myself with modern style keys. It would be great if I could shoot something. Oh yeah, a little secret over here. Grab this, much needed super armor, and some health. And we are pretty good at this point. So there is a pretty tough room coming up in this level. I'm definitely going to save before because I have died to it many times. It's pretty tough. And it's this room right here. Ooh. Alright, so we are going to go in guns a-blazing. And I think I'm actually going to go for this secret up here before we head down there. I actually am not going to get the invisibility because, believe it or not, it makes avoiding the imp's attacks that much harder. So, alright, I'm going to do a quick save. And here we go. We've got some closets that open up back here, and that's honestly what makes it as difficult as it is. And then you get the same thing on the other side over here. So it'd be nice if you could use the barrels to blow up people, but you know, these specters like to get in the way. They're big tanky selves. Alright, I'm gonna head out here, grab this secret. Yeah, let's go ahead and get supercharge. Hit the button while we have the rad suit. Some more guys, and then we'll grab this mega armor. Oh, shit. So moving the mouse forward and backward actually makes you run forward and backward, and that's a real pain in the ass. And as far as I'm aware, there's not really a way to prevent that from happening. other than telling DOS to just kind of ignore those inputs, and I really don't want to do that. So, alright, made it out of that room pretty good. So we will come back here. That button down in the middle opened up this next section of the level. This room here is another doozy. So many shotgunners. There's a secret here, yeah. Full map, backpack, health. Good, good, good. Ooh. So many imps. So that blue door that we saw back in the secret, I want to say it dumps you out somewhere over here. Alright. And level designers were nice enough to put us right here by the blue door. And now we've got this dark room to deal with. And I know that there are light goggles somewhere in here, but honestly I don't remember. Ooh, this isn't good. Yeah, this room is pretty tough. So we will try to kill as many dudes as we can. And yeah, there's a secret right here, that's right. There's the light goggles, that's what we need. Knew they were around here somewhere. Alright, just clear these guys out for fun. And do we have another secret? Oh, this is where that blue takes you out. Blue door takes you out. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. Alright, well, we got what we need. We will head on to the next map. These guys are why you don't just try to rush through to the exit door, then you'll be surrounded by demons on all sides. Alright. Another map that has one of the old-style id ambushes in it, which we'll see when we go up to the first red key area, I think it is. Yeah. Start to clear out some of these dudes. Yeah, so that door there closes behind you. I think it's actually on a timer, which is a little strange, because I'm not sure that there are many doors that operate like that in the original Doom. So we'll pick this up. Here's our ambush. We're going to use our chain gun to clear out as many dudes as we can, as fast as we can. And I've found it's usually okay to back yourself up into this corner here. You've got all the infighting, and the imps and the specters are likely to block the hit scanners from being able to shoot you too easily. So, and there's plenty of ammo. Pick up all the little bonuses from the closets here, and then we'll move on. Alright, red key area. Yeah, speedrunners of this game have figured out a way to manipulate one of the shotgun guys to stand right beneath that timed door in the previous area so that it doesn't close, which is pretty sneaky. I do say so myself. Alright. Oops, wrong way. We'll move on to the blue door. This is the wrong way. We cannot go that way yet. Here we go. Let's clean out this courtyard here real quick. Make things easier for ourselves later. Duck back here. Oh, there's nothing back there yet. That's right. Alright, got another little maze area here. I remember this one. It's actually pretty easy. If you just go right at every intersection, you end up where you need to be pretty quickly. Which is in here, but the switch is coming up. Alright, flip that switch. That's the switch that we need for the next area, but if we come through here, we can get this computer map. On back. Took care of some of these guys while we were out in the courtyard earlier. Grabbed the yellow key. And move on. Yep. Hi, kitty. Alright, let's get out of here. Yeah, I certainly am not at the level of mastery where I can remember where each and every monster is. So, I still get surprised pretty frequently. Ah, Spectre there. Alright, got the rad suit. We'll pop back here now, because I believe this is open. Yep. Some rockets, backpack, head down into this little fun hit scanner courtyard here. But I believe, yeah, we get a supercharge out of it, so definitely worth it. Although we gotta watch ourselves on our way in here. But this takes us right where we need to go, too. So that is a nice little shortcut. Flip the switch and we'll head back down the stairs, and the exit is right around the corner. It's a little easy to miss area over here. Ooh. Alright, we're out of bullets already. You definitely need to perfect the art of peeking around corners. These shotgun guys are probably one of the most dangerous enemies in the game. Just the damage spread on those shotgun pellets is ridiculous. Oh my gosh. Alright. Oh, I forgot about this room. Might come out of here pretty close to dying. We'll see what happens. think we're gonna be okay. Luckily, it's pretty easy to stun lock the pinkies if you just kind of move up to let them bite you and then back away pretty quickly. You can avoid being hit. Alright, still got a Spectre. Oh, come on. Yeah, those guys are pretty hard to see in the original engine, that's for sure. Alright, so came out of here with a decent amount of health. Are there any secrets that I missed that I want to go back for? Who cares? Let's just move on. More Spectres. Alright, definitely need some bullets though. Don't want to be without my chain gun for too long. So here we are already at the penultimate level. And this level is really, really big on backtracking. It's really easy to get lost into, and that might happen. So we'll just see how this goes. Pretty good score for this map as well. I've always liked this song. Alright. Luckily, we're not coming close to running out of shells anytime soon. Definitely picking up that backpack early on in the second level helps out with that. Alright. Head up here, grab the red key. Shotgun guy in my face. More shotgun guys. More shotgun guys. Shotgun guys everywhere. Oh, yellow key. I'm sorry, not red key. Alright. Now the one good thing that can be said about Doom, in terms of hit scanners, is at least we don't have heavy weapons guys. Those chain gunners are super deadly. Can kill you pretty quickly. Alright. Head up here. Grab the rocket launcher. I like to save all my rockets in this episode for the fight with the Barons of Hell at the end. And then on Ultraviolence, you also have to deal with a lot of Spectres as well. So, more shotgun guys. Oh, crap. Stupid mouse moving. I thought pressing that revealed a supercharge somewhere around here, but maybe I'm thinking of another map. To be honest, my memory for these kind of things is already starting to slip, and I'm only 31. Does not bode well for my future, but there are more important things to remember than where all the secrets are in Doom. There's our blue key down there. Make this a little easier on us. See, you gotta think ahead. It's not just about current Paul, it's about taking care of future Paul, too. Yeah, so for most of my childhood, we did not have the registered version of Doom. We only had the shareware, so I am much more familiar with the Episode 1 maps than the Episode 2 and 3 maps. I don't think I actually owned a copy of the registered version of Doom myself until I was a teenager, or shortly before then. I distinctly remember picking up a copy of the Doom Collector's Edition on CD from a Walmart. I had my dad buy it for me. I think it was like $5 or $6, which of course includes all of the Doom, Doom 2, and Final Doom content. Pretty good find for $5. So it wasn't until my teenage years that I was able to explore episodes 2 and 3. So I would like to make videos for those eventually as well, but those will definitely be a little bit slower paced because I am much more likely to get lost in those maps. Alright, so now we have to find our way back to the red door, which takes us right to the blue key. And now we have to run all the way back to the blue door, back in the yellow wing. And there's one more backtracking puzzle to solve up here, and then that's it. Yeah, so that secret with the supercharge that we ran into earlier, we saw kind of across that bridge, the slime, I have no idea how to get there. So we will not be... we will leave that a mystery for another day. A couple more dudes here and we are home free. So we get our butts kicked by hit scanners. We're just going to run through and hit that button. Yeah, 0% secrets. I don't think I could tell you where a single secret on that level is. I remember spending like a half an hour in it, just finishing it as a kid. Alright, here we go, the Phobos Anomaly. Pretty cool idea for a final level. Pretty ominous build up here with not a whole lot going on. Kind of keeps you on your toes. You're not sure what to expect down this long hallway here. And yes, I know you're thinking I probably missed the supercharge, but no. I do know where that is. And I'm not gonna lie, I probably will need it for the Bruiser Bros fight. Whoops. There we go. Alrighty, let's go kill some dudes. And save just in case. Hope that specters don't get in the way of my rockets. Just shoot indiscriminately for a while and kill a couple of them. Oh, yeah, that hurt. And that's it. That's the big bad boss of episode 1 of Doom. 2 Barons, the only time you see him in the whole episode. Nice little presentation here. John Romero actually went back and kind of remade this level in a more modern Doom style. You can find it on the internet and drop it into your favorite source port. It's actually a lot of fun. And very, very climactic. Alright, this is a final set of stairs into the teleporter to Deimos. And for some reason, probably a holdover from the original Doom storyline, you have to die to finish the episode, so that's it. We got our little ending crawl here with a bit of the story, which basically says we're going to Deimos, the shores of hell. So that's it. That's Doom Episode 1 in the original engine with mouse and keyboard controls. I hope that was at least a little bit entertaining and maybe a little bit informative. And thanks for watching. I will see you guys in a future video for Episode 2, The Shores of Hell.